Hi there, today, we're embarking on a journey through the pages of The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. This book is packed with mind-blowing insights that will change the way you think about money forever. Lesson 1. No one is crazy. We all make financial decisions based on our own unique experiences, beliefs, and circumstances. What might seem totally bonkers to you could be perfectly logical to someone else. The key here is to ditch the judgment and focus on understanding. Everyone's got their own money story, and it's shaped by things like their upbringing, their culture, and their personal experiences. So, instead of labeling someone as crazy for their financial choices, try to put yourself in their shoes and see things from their perspective. Next up, let's talk about the role of luck and risk. We often attribute success solely to hard work and talent, but the truth is, chance plays a bigger role than we like to admit. Take Bill Gates, for example. Yes, he's a genius, but he also had the incredible fortune of attending a high school that had a computer in the 1960s. That was like finding a unicorn in a haystack back then. Gates himself acknowledged that without that early access to a computer, there would be no Microsoft. So, while hard work is definitely important, don't underestimate the power of being in the right place at the right time with the right resources. Lesson 3 is a tough pill to swallow. There's no such thing as enough. The human appetite for wealth and status is insatiable, and it can drive us to do some pretty crazy things. Just look at that CEO who threw away his stellar reputation for a little extra cash on the side. It's a tragic example of how greed can make us lose sight of what really matters. True happiness comes from knowing when to say, I have enough. It's about finding contentment in what you have, not always chasing the next shiny object. Now, let's dive into the magic of compounding. This is where the real wealth building happens. Compounding is like planting a tiny seed and watching it grow into a mighty oak tree over time. It's not about hitting grand slams every day, it's about consistently getting on base and letting those small gains add up. The key is to start early, be patient, and let time work its magic. Remember, slow and steady wins the race. But here's the thing, getting rich is one thing, staying rich is another beast entirely. It takes a delicate balance of frugality and paranoia. Frugality means being smart with your money, living below your means, and avoiding lifestyle creep. Paranoia means being vigilant about protecting your wealth, diversifying your investments, and always having a rainy day fund. Because let's face it, life has a way of throwing curveballs when we least expect it. Now brace yourself for this next lesson. You can be wrong half the time and still make a fortune. Mind-blowing, right? Just look at art collector Heinz Berggruen. He bought a ton of art over his lifetime, and only a small fraction of it ended up being valuable. But those winners more than made up for the losers. The lesson here is that you don't have to be right all the time to be successful. You just need to be right a few times and let those winners run. But never, ever forget this, the ultimate wealth is freedom. True freedom is the ability to wake up every day and do what you want, with whom you want, for as long as you want. It's not about having the biggest bank account or the fanciest car. It's about having the freedom to live life on your own terms. Don't get so caught up in chasing money that you sacrifice your freedom along the way. Lesson 8 is a real eye-opener. True wealth is what you don't see. It's the savings squirreled away, the investments quietly compounding, the options and opportunities that wealth provides. It's not about flaunting your riches for all to see. In fact, that's the quickest way to lose them. The real millionaires are often the ones driving beat-up cars and living in modest homes. They understand that wealth is about security and options, not status symbols. Now, let's get real for a moment. We're all human, and we're all going to make mistakes. The key is to leave room for error. That means diversifying your investments, having a safety net, and not putting all your eggs in one basket. It means being prepared for the unexpected and having the flexibility to adapt when things don't go according to plan. Because trust me, they rarely do. And while we're on the topic of change, remember this, you will change. What seems like your dream job at 20 might be your nightmare at 40. What feels like a priority today might be irrelevant tomorrow. The key is to keep an open mind, be willing to pivot when necessary, and not get too attached to any one path. Life has a funny way of taking us on detours we never expected. Another hard truth, nothing in life is free. Every decision, every choice comes with a price tag. Whether it's money, time, energy, or opportunity cost, there's always a trade-off. The key is to get crystal clear on what that price is and whether it's worth paying. Is that shiny new car worth the stress of the monthly payments? Is that high-paying job worth the toll on your mental health and relationships? These are the questions you need to ask yourself before making any big decisions. Now, let's talk about the danger of blindly following others. Just because someone else is doing something doesn't mean it's right for you. They might be playing a completely different game with completely different rules. What works for them might be a disaster for you. That's why it's so important to stay true to your own goals, values, and risk tolerance. Don't get caught up in comparing yourself to others or trying to keep up with the Joneses. Focus on your own path and what matters most to you. And finally, don't fall for the seduction of pessimism. Yes, the world can be a scary, uncertain place. But pessimism is a trap that can keep you stuck and afraid to take action. Optimism, on the other hand, is what drives progress. It's what allows us to see possibilities instead of obstacles. It's what gives us the courage to take risks and chase our dreams. And it's what has allowed humans to overcome incredible challenges and create a better world for ourselves. So there you have it, 13 life-changing money lessons from The Psychology of Money. But here's the thing, knowledge is only power if you put it into action. So, take these lessons to heart. Start small, but start today. Your future self will thank you. Thank you for joining us today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content.